Hey, this is boy Spire 1996. I'm here to drop a video about the NBA playoffs. Starting tomorrow. Just hope you guys have a wonderful day. How y'all been doing? This is we're here to show you my predictions. You know, I'm just get started. I don't want to make I don't want to make the video too long. Hope not. So I just want to make this little short vid. So let's go. Now I'm just gonna start with the Eastern Conference in the first round. Bucks versus Magic. The number 1 versus number 8 matchup. I had the Bucks in 5. Because honestly, I changed my mind. I decided to have the Bucks win this in 4 because honestly, despite the Bucks struggles in the NBA bubble restart, I just thought for honestly the Magic won't have anything against Honest and the Bucks, because the Bucks they try to get to the finals this year. This could be their last shot at getting to the finals this year, and I was hoping that it's not gonna be easy, but at the same time, if you're the Bucks, you gotta get to the finals. And the Magic, they've been banged up with injuries. You know, we're trying to see, they did too banged up with injuries, so I don't want to get too far on that series. So Bucks in 4. Next is the Raptors and the Nets. The number 2 versus number 7 matchup, and I had the Raptors in 5 because I would kind of doubt them this year because last year they lost Kawhi Leonard after they won the NBA title. I would have thought they would take a step back. But instead they kept that championship identity pretty much kept them around. It's showing that everybody sees them. May see them going to the finals again this year. And you got the Brooklyn Nets. They don't have the big stars like KD and Kyrie Irving. This year because of injuries. And me personally, I'm just letting me. But like I said, Brooklyn, they're a scrappy team because they pretty much the top out, in my opinion. I don't see him beat the Raptors, but the same. But personally, if they get KD and Kyrie Irving back next year, they probably they're gonna dominate the Eastern Conference. Probably next 3 years. So yeah. So like I said, man, but I had the Raptors at 5. You move on to the Celtics versus Sixers. The number 3 versus number 6 matchup. Have the Celtics at 6 because honestly I'm kind of disappointed with the Sixers this year because I would have thought they supposed to be a team that could challenge the Bucks. And when they got Al Horford, but it seemed like to me it didn't turn out real well. And the worst part is Ben Simmons is gonna be out for the remainder of the season, and miss the whole playoffs. So that's a huge blow with them. The Celtics will pretty much kind of might dismantle them at least some of the games, but I'm not gonna count Celtics out. Sixers out because I still think they can win 2 games in this series, but the Celtics is to be too much for them. So Celtics in 6. Pacers versus Heat. And there's a number 4 versus number 5 matchup. And honestly, I got the Heat in 6 because And, you know, because honestly, I mean, yeah, we all know we're gonna see Jimmy Butler and T.J. Warren, you know, going butt heads, you know, talking trash to each other and whatnot. But honestly, man, I really, I mean, I think the Heat would probably be too much for them. I would think they would be going for a sweep, but I don't think they'll go for a sweep. Because honestly, you know, the Pacers, you know, they pretty much, you know, probably gonna handle them. Might be at least, I don't know, probably game one, game two. But at the same time, but yeah, at the same time, the Heat, you know, they got so many veterans. And, you know, they got Iguodala, you know, the former Finals MVP. You know, they got some good talent like Tyler Hero, and Kendrick Nunn. You know, guys, they ball out. They got some rookies that can ball out. So that's crazy. So I mean, in All Depot for the Pacers, we don't even know for sure if he can play. Could get playing better, because you know he hadn't been playing that much games throughout the course of the season. So even though you know the season had stopped 4 months ago, but now 5 now I guess. But who knows? You know, I just don't know if he could be the same going to the playoffs. So that's why that's why I picked the Heat in 6. Now we get to the Western Conference Finals, and the first round in the playoffs is the Lakers versus Blazers. In the number 1 versus number 8 matchup. This one's kind of tough for me, because honestly, both these teams, you know, they the Blazers became a surprising team actually, because you know everybody kind of probably whipped them off, thinking of them not making the playoffs. But I always say the Blazers is all going to make the playoffs. I just feel like they just really overhyped that Pelicans going to the playoffs, and we're going to see Zion, LeBron, but we all know how that turned out. That got downplayed. Because the Pelicans, they really had no, not saying they had no business being in the bubble, but saying they just really, I feel like they really had no, really shouldn't get all that hype. Because they should know by Zion. But that's not, but we're not talking about the Pelicans right now. We talk about this matchup, the Lakers and the Blazers. Because both these teams, we know they can score. But the way how they was in the bubble, they've been sucky on defense. They giving up too much points and threes and stuff like that. I mean the Blazers. I would see the Blazers will kind of might push the Lakers around. But honestly, I think this could go to 7 games. I picked the Lakers at 7. Because I don't think you can sweep. I don't think they can sweep the Blazers. I really don't. Especially way Dame have been playing. I mean, he been dropping about 50 or more points in the last 3 games. And the other 2 games tried to get this team into the playoffs. The Blazers had to play the Memphis Grizzlies yesterday for get into the playoffs. They won, so now. But like I say, the Blazers will give it all, but at the same time, I have to go with the Lakers at 7. I think it's going to be a 7-game series. Next is the Clippers versus the Mavs. The number 2 versus the number 7 matchup. Now, this is going to be a intriguing matchup. Now, this will be a interesting matchup. You have Kawhi Leonard and PG going against Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. This is one of the top 5 defensive team offense going against top 3 defensive matchup. But honestly, I'm not hating Dallas. I mean, they have the number 1 best offense, but I feel like that offense might go get downplayed going going to the matchup against the Clippers, because I feel like the Clippers, they know exactly how they can play their defense. They may slow down Luka, try to slow down Dallas. Luka just can't do his thing because this is their first playoffs. Yeah, he may be one of your league MVP, but this is a different ball game. This because in this playoffs you gotta win 4 games. Ain't gonna be just one game and then to go to the next round. Nah, you gotta win 4 games. I'm sorry, I know you Luka fans out there saying he's the MVP. He been to the playoffs, but this is not the playoffs that he played in overseas. This is a different ball game. This is a different kind of animal right here. And you going against the Clippers. But the Mavs, they can win 2 games in this series. But fortunately, they gonna, the Clippers, man, they gonna win this series in 6. That's how it go. I don't see it go to 7, just 6. Next up, we got the Nuggets with the Jazz. The number 3 for the number 6 matchup. And personally, me, both these teams, they've been kind of shaky going to the bubble. They not been kind of playing very well. Yes, but fortunately, the Nuggets, with the Jazz, before the bubble, there was some confrontations, between Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, because we don't know how that chemistry gonna work out going together in the playoffs. But me personally, I mean, man, I got the Nuggets at 6 because pretty much the Nuggets, man, they pretty much a better team of the two in that same division, because apparently because the Utah Jazz, they just lost what that dude name was, it Bonovich? I forgot. Yeah, they lost him to an injury, and we don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, we know Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, them boys gonna do what they gotta do, but Mike Conley, he been disappointing to me, because I would have thought they got him just to help him with the offense, but fortunately he just a no show. I feel he's just a no show. I mean, he's not that Mike Conley that we've seen in Memphis. With the grit and grind era. At the same time, the team pretty much, just been disappointing. Because I would have thought, I thought this team could have been league top 3. But unfortunately, that didn't happen this year. So, yeah, I mean, they can win at least 2 games out of the series. But the Nuggets, they're going to move on in 6. And last and not least, and the most, and it's probably the most, entertaining matchup is the Rockets versus the Thunder, number 4 versus number 5 matchup. I mean, this would be. I feel like this could be like a revenge rematch. Revenge matchup for CP3. Because I feel like Chris Paul wanted to prove himself that he was a better player on the Rockets than James Harden. Well, I'm not really, but just saying that, because I feel like, they kind of did him dirty in some type of way. Because, first of all, it wasn't CP3 fault why they lost in the conference final 2 years ago, because he got hurt. And I feel like, because, you gotta at least give him credit though for getting the Thunder in the playoffs. I did not expect them to make it to playoffs. I thought they probably at least rebuilding and trying to, I thought maybe they could consider trading CP3 before the pandemic, but man, Thunder, man, they on the roll. And then, but suddenly you got the Rockets with that small ball lineup. I really don't trust them with that small ball lineup. Cause honestly, cause you don't have a big guy that can go against Steven Adams, or when they get to play against the Lakers or the Blazers, they don't got no big guy that can really go against either AD or Joseph Nugget. They don't got no big guy that can guard those guys, and that'll be a huge problem. But they just love shooting a lot of threes. But that's the thing. But OKC, if you OKC, you gotta find some way how you gonna defend that three, because they can get hot from the 3-point field. So this series could go all the way to 7, and I got the Rockets at 7 because I wanted to pick the Thunder in 7. I because this would be a tricky matchup because I feel like I would be surprised if the Thunder wins. It come back and probably beat them 7, but I'm still gonna take my pick with the Rockets in 7. So that's it, y'all. This is just the first round, and coming up soon I will do the semifinals. Whoever reaches the semifinals, I will do the prediction on that one. So let me know what y'all think about my predictions. What's y'all predictions of the playoffs? Y'all just hit me up on the comment section, and if you like my videos, just come hit the subscribe button, and we just give me a couple of likes, and we can see what's going on. So, I'm Spider 1996. Peace out.